Thanks for watching Mid-Morning this Friday. We now know that North Korea is the 9th country in the world to have nuclear weapons.
And recent reporting suggests it could be anywhere between 10 nuclear weapons and 60. One sounds like one too many. What is it about everyone else, though? If North Korea is 9th, obviously there are a lot of other countries that have nuclear warheads. So Heather took a look at where are the world's nuclear warheads.
Right.
Do we have most of them, Russia and us?
Russia and the U.S. have the vast majority of them. There's
So how many are we talking?
15,000.
15,000 total.
Yes, and at the height of the Cold War, back in the, during the 1980s,
Mid-80s.
there were 70,000. So they have had a lot of treaties. They're really trying to get rid of a lot of nuclear weapons because nobody wants nuclear weapons.
Well, it sounds like 15,000 is an unnecessary amount to have. I mean, how many, I guess, would it, you don't want to say to take out a country,
Right,
but like
or to take out the Earth.
we talk
Right.
about,
To take out the Earth. So scientists have actually looked at that, and they've looked at, so India and Pakistan, they both have nuclear weapons, and that's really a hotspot that people do worry about, in addition to North Korea. And they found, quote, limited nuclear war, which really there's no such thing. But if those two countries went to war, just 100 nuclear warheads, remember, we're talking about 15,000.
Wow.
100 would immediately, in urban centers, would immediately kill 20 million people. And then in the years following, we'd have what's called a nuclear winter. So and you guys know a little bit about that, is that where the temperature of the Earth would drop. So you'd have famine affecting 2 billion people. So ultimately, you're
So
talking about
long-term
billions.
effect,
And that's just
yeah.
100 weapons.
So the United States and Russia has the largest.
Yes, they each
what are
have
we talking
about 4,500 that are ready to, that I would say are available to them. They have 900 or so that are ready to go within minutes.
Some of these are on submarines, but some of them are in the continental U.S.
Yeah,
as
some
well.
of them are in missiles, some of them are in silos in Wyoming and Montana, some of them are in military bases in Europe right now for strategic purposes.
Because you need them to be close to what your potential
Right.
targets would have been when they were set up. Some of these are
Right.
quite old, right?
Some of them are,
If you think
right.
about the mid-'80s, when I remember, I'm sure you remember,
Yeah.
did you do the drills?
I never did the drills.
Yeah,
but
we did them too.
Yeah.
We did them.
Yeah.
And I remember being in elementary school, and even like in our social
Yeah.
studies classes, we would do like kind of the game theory of how would a negotiation happen if you actually were marching toward. And it's just,
Scary.
I know
Oh.
certainly there's a generation that never had to think about
Yeah.
this. And I was probably on the tail end of the group that did have to
Yeah.
think about it. But
The-
what other countries are we talking
So
about?
we're talking about India and Pakistan, as I mentioned,
Okay.
the UK, France, China, Israel, though and Israel doesn't really admit to their nuclear program. Most people know that they have
A lot of
but
secrecy
these,
around this
yeah,
stuff, yeah.
a lot of people have, a lot of these countries, we have in the 4,500 range. Most of these countries have somewhere between 100 and 300 nuclear
Wow,
warheads.
I mean, just incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.